Imagine this. You're a hospital administrator in Oregon. You're staring down a massive staffing shortage, and you've got a top-tier nurse ready to hire. But you're stuck. You can't quickly verify their license. You know it's absolutely crucial to ensure your staff is certified, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to walk you through the exact steps to verify a nurse's license online. We're going to save you time and, honestly, a whole lot of administrative headache. Let's get right into it.
So how do you quickly verify a new hire in Oregon? You need to get these highly qualified professionals onto the floor literally as fast as possible to ensure patient safety. But you run straight into state-specific bureaucratic hurdles. It's a super common scenario. You have this uncompromising obligation to state law. In Oregon, nursing regulation is handled by the Oregon State Board of Nursing, the OSBN. And to protect public safety, they've actually built a really robust digital system for primary source verification. But to use it effectively, you gotta know exactly how it works under the hood.
To get you up to speed, we'll navigate through 6 quick sections today. 1. The verification challenge. 2. Oregon's unique licensing rules. 3. A step-by-step verification guide. 4. Decoding license statuses. 5. Troubleshooting and national tools. And finally, 6. Employer rules and strict compliance timelines.
Okay, Section 1. The verification challenge. High stakes for employers.
Let's talk about why the stakes are so incredibly high right out of the gate. Look, when we talk about credentialing, we aren't just talking about crossing T's and dotting I's. We're talking about major legal and financial liability. Get this, practicing in Oregon without a valid state license violates the law and carries a massive penalty of up to $5,000. $5,000. And that's not just a slap on the wrist for the nurse. It also opens up the chief nursing officer and the employer to serious board sanctions. Your facility's verification processes absolutely have to be airtight. It's the only way to protect your patients and, well, your bottom line.
Moving on to Section 2. Oregon's unique licensing rules. Understanding the landscape.
Now that we know what's at stake, we really need to understand why Oregon is kind of its own beast when it comes to regulation. You know how 41 compact states allow a single multi-state license? Yeah, Oregon is not one of them. Oregon specifically requires an Oregon-issued license or a formal 90-day temporary exemption, period. So say you're hiring a travel nurse from a compact state like Texas or Florida. Their multi-state license doesn't mean a thing in Oregon. They have to go through the endorsement process to get an actual Oregon-issued RN or LPN license. The only other option is a facility-initiated 90-day temporary exemption. You just can't assume a nurse is cleared to practice just because they hold a compact license somewhere else. It's a real trap for the unwary.
All right, Section 3, Step-by-Step Verification, the OSBN portal.
Since we know we need that Oregon-specific license, let's walk through exactly how to verify it online. Good news here, the official verification process is totally free, and you don't even need a user login for basic lookups. It's just 3 really straightforward steps. You visit the official OSBN online portal, enter the nurse's name or license number, and review the return status. The database updates in real time, making it your ultimate, gold standard primary source for confirming if a nurse is good to go.
What's actually pretty great about this portal is how flexible the search criteria is. To cut through the noise and eliminate duplicate results, your best bet is using the exact license number or their nationally unique NCSBN ID. But hey, if you only have a name, the system is surprisingly forgiving. You can use partial names, like typing in Meg will successfully pull up records for Megan. Still, I'd highly recommend tracking down that exact license number if you can. It just takes you straight to the high-precision verification you need without any of the guesswork.
Next up, Section 4. Decoding license statuses. What to look for.
Okay, so you hit search and a record pops up. Now what? You have to know how to read these official statuses. As an administrator, you need to see the word active explicitly stated before letting that nurse anywhere near a patient. Anything else? Huge red flag. Inactive means exactly that. They aren't practicing, though they can reactivate. Lapsed or expired means they missed their renewal, so practice is strictly prohibited. And then you have suspended or revoked, which means severe disciplinary action. Actually, side note on that, any disciplinary documents from after August 2010 are sitting right there on the site as public record for you to read.
Oh, and this is a really crucial detail if you're hiring specialized roles. As of February 2022, nurse practitioners in Oregon no longer have separate license numbers for different specialties. The OSBN consolidated everything under one single number. So if you're looking up an NP who has had multiple specialties over the years, you'll see all of them, active or expired, listed right under the single license number they've had the longest. It sounds like a tiny administrative detail, but knowing it will save you so much confusion during the credentialing process.
All right, let's look at Section 5. Troubleshooting and national tools.
overcoming search hurdles.
Look, even with a great system, you're going to hit a roadblock occasionally. Your search might come up empty. If a record is missing, take a breath. There's usually a standard 24 to 48-hour lag for newly issued licenses to appear in the portal. If it's an older license, say it expired before 1985, you'll actually need to submit a formal missing record inquiry. And don't forget, you can always jump over to the National Nurses Quick Confirm database. It's an absolute game changer. Oregon fully participates in nurses, so you can check a nurse's entire multi-state history and ensure they left their previous states in good standing without any encumbrances.
And finally, Section 6, Employer Rules and Compliance, Strict Timelines.
This is where the rubber meets the road. The state of Oregon does not mess around with employer timelines. The compliance clock is strictly regulated. Day 1 is when the nurse begins practice. By day 30, you, the employer, must have verified that license or formally requested a one-time 30-day extension from the board. And if day 60 rolls around and that license still isn't verified, you absolutely must cease their practice immediately. There is zero gray area here. Under the Oregon administrative rules, both the nurse and the employer are held fully accountable, so you literally cannot afford to lose track of this clock.
Before we wrap this explainer up, a quick but very necessary disclaimer. While the OSBN portal is your ultimate primary source for educational confirmation and clinical compliance, it is not a substitute for formal employment screening. For actual legal hiring processes, you still have to use fully FCRA-compliant background check agencies. The state portal gives you the clinical green light, but consumer reporting agencies ensure you're fully legally compliant with federal hiring laws.
So we've walked through Oregon's unique rules, the portal steps, and those incredibly strict deadlines. The big question I want to leave you with is this. Are your facility's verification processes actually up to speed with Oregon's 30-day compliance clock? Or is a simple paperwork delay putting your patients and your hospital at serious risk? Remember, true compliance isn't just checking a box. It's the literal front line of patient safety. Take a few minutes today to review your internal protocols, and definitely share this explainer with your credentialing team to make sure everyone is operating on the exact same timeline.